Today we're going to be looking at custom dashboards and the new features we've added there. So if you've logged in the last couple of days, you've probably already spotted that there are some changes afoot. The first thing to note when you go into custom dashboards, the menu structure has changed a little bit. You now have a favorites tag, so you can actually label dashboards as favorites and have them appear under the favorites menu. So let's just open up the Smart Ads dashboard from our favorites. And you see it looks much the same as it did in the past. There's one new button in here though. You can, once you're actually inside a dashboard, you can toggle whether it's in your favorites list on or off. So there we go, Smart Ads is on. If I click the switch, it's gone. So from any dashboard, when you're actually in view mode, you can toggle whether or not it appears in the favorites menu. You can also, this is something that came in the last release, if you've not already seen it, you can filter custom dashboards. So there's a use filter toggle at the top here as well. And the dashboards are cached, so they should load nice and quickly. But if you need to reload them, you can hit refresh to force the cache to refresh. The other thing, we're doing quite a lot of updates though, is in the dashboard editor. So you get to that just by hitting the edit button. You can toggle between viewing a dashboard and editing it just with these view and edit buttons. Up there. But what we'll also do, if we go directly to the editor from the menu, it'll let us actually create a brand new dashboard. So let's actually use this opportunity to create a brand new dashboard, and I'll show you some of the new features in action. As always with the dashboards, you can drag and drop any of your saved data mining, slice and dice, or funnel queries. You can drag and drop them into the dashboard, and you'll see a big long list of all your saved queries. So let's just drag and drop a couple in. Let's make that a little bit wider. And put another one on. We can set whether these are displayed as tables or charts. And let's just grab another one just so we get something to look at. Days to first purchase. And take that one as well. So you'll notice if you try and view this now, it won't actually let you view it. You've got to save the dashboard. So let's just give this a name, webinar dashboard, and we can save it down here. And I can now go across into view mode and take a look and see what that looks like. If I hit the view button, and there's my new dashboard, my new webinar dashboard. What you'll see is automatically set it as a favorite and put filter mode on. And if I drop the filter menu there, there's our new webinar dashboard actually in the favorites menu. You probably spotted up in the top right hand corner, there's a bunch of checkboxes. So if you don't want the filters on by default and you don't want it in favorites by default, you can just turn those off and resave it. Okay. There are a couple of other options here. The sharing one, you're probably familiar with. That's not that dissimilar to what it was before. You can set dashboards to be private or shared, and if they're shared, you can choose who's allowed to see them or not. If I hit the shared button here and resave, you'll actually see a shared menu option pop up there, and at the moment it's got one dashboard and it's got the webinar dashboard in it. So that's all good. The other thing that's new though, that is where this starts getting really quite fun, is if I go into the all dashboards page, because you notice I've got some dashboards in here in favorites, but there are of course more dashboards. So if I go into the all dashboards page, and it's going to show me a list of all the custom dashboards. One of the challenges we had with dashboards before was if you start creating a lot of them, it would make your menus very, very long. So part of what we've done is the ability to start actually organizing these things into groups. So once you're inside the All Dashboards page, if you want, you can start filtering things. You just type in there and you can filter the list down if you have got a very long list. You can also toggle from here whether dashboards are in your favorites list or not. So you'll see we've got 3 dashboards in the favorite list, these 3 stars here. So let's maybe put the onboarding dashboard onto our favorites list as well. We can do that, and that will now appear in there. Where this starts getting really, really powerful though is the other 2 buttons on here are, of course, to view a custom dashboard or to load a custom dashboard. So that essentially just takes you into a particular dashboard either in view mode or in edit mode. What I was going to say though is where this starts getting really powerful is with the new tagging system that we've added to dashboards. So let's say, for example, this one here, the onboarding dashboard, let's add a tag to that. And we're going to create a whole new tag called onboarding. We'll add that in. So we've now got a new onboarding tag in my list here. This is the same tagging UI and system that you have maybe seen already in use inside the game parameters tool and the events tool. You can tag those just as a means of kind of grouping and filtering. So let's now assign the onboarding tag to my onboarding dashboard, and you'll see that's now shown up here. That's got a tag attached to it, and a whole new panel's opened up on the right. What I can do now is by clicking on these, I can actually filter based on tags. So I can see that my onboarding dashboards, there's one dashboard tagged with onboarding. There's 9 dashboards tagged without a tag. And if I've got these filters enabled, I can hit the clear button and go back to my default view. So that's quite good. That's useful. In fact, let's just tag another one. Let's say our webinar dashboard is also tagged as an onboarding dashboard. Let's do that. And we see this is now updated to having two items in it. We can have a bit more fun than just that though. So let's look at managing our tags. What you'll see in here, I've got these pin icons as well. So if I, on the onboarding one, turn the pin on, my menu item has suddenly just changed. I've now got a whole onboarding menu in there, and it has my onboarding dashboard and my webinar dashboard in there. So you can actually start using this tagging system to control the menu structure for your for your custom dashboards. You can also, as you start adding other tags, let's just add another one in. I'll put one on here. I'll just say this is a campaign dashboard, perhaps, if we've got one for that. I forgot to assign it. Campaign dashboard, add that in and pin that, and on that one there, we'll say it's one of those. Okay, so we've got a couple of different things showing up now. So you can assign multiple tags to each dashboard, and you can of course assign multiple tags. So that's all really useful. You can now get a lot more control over what you're doing here. The final bit about the custom dashboards that is quite interesting is if I go back to my editor, as if I was going to create an entirely new dashboard. If I go to the load button, it's going to show me a list of all those dashboards, and it will show me the tags as well, and there's the tagging interface, and I can show or hide that. There is a new concept we've introduced as well that we can now import dashboard templates. So what's going to happen here is as deltaDNA come up with excellent new dashboards that full of insight and wonderful things. We'll actually be able to create dashboards behind the scenes and share them out to all our customers. And you'll be able to come to the import a template page here and actually import an entirely pre-configured dashboard. So keep an eye on our blogs. At the moment, there is only this one dashboard in there, monetization one, but keep an eye on the blogs and your emails. And as we start introducing more new dashboards, you'll be able to import them in. Just give this a second, that should come in. Import a template. Just wait for it to reload. So there we go. Now, if I open up my all dashboards page, you'll see we've got this monetization dashboard that we just imported. It's got a little padlock on it to indicate that this is a templated dashboard from deltaDNA, so you can't actually edit it, but you'll see you now also have a recommended menu in your custom dashboard list that'll take you straight to the monetization dashboard. If you want to play around with one of these and make it your own, you can of course clone it. So rather than trying to copy or edit this one, just load it and then take a copy of it, and then you'll be able to edit the copy. So there's a clone button up there, so you can take a local copy of it and make your own modified version if you want. So that's the updates to the custom dashboards. There are a couple of other little updates around about the place as well. So that kind of concept of loading templated dashboards has also been applied to data mining queries. So you'll see, because most of these templated dashboards are using data mining queries that we've written behind the scenes, when you come to load a data mining query now, there will also be an import from template section, and some of the new tagging stuff is now exposed here on the data mining tool as well. So that's the bulk of the changes that are certainly the most visible ones that you'll see in release 26. I hope you have a lot of fun with them. I think they're going to be really, really useful, because seeing how many dashboards some of our customers ended up creating, I think the ability to start grouping them together and creating your own groups is going to be very, very useful. And of course, from a kind of configuration perspective, it means you can actually start setting up different dashboards and different groups and personalizing it and sharing it, so different audience members within your organization can have their own sets of dashboard menus and their own sets of dashboard that are relevant to the kinds of things they're trying to understand from your game. So I hope that made sense. If you do have any questions, as always, hit us up at support@deltadna.com or use the button up at the top to create a ticket. Also, if you navigate across to the documentation portal, you'll find that there's the new custom dashboard documentation has been updated. So if you go into dashboards and custom dashboards, the documentation has been updated. So if you want to dig into more detail as to how some of these new features work, you'll find the information in here. Thanks for watching, and give us a shout if you have any suggestions, comments, or need any assistance. Thank you. Goodbye.